You know, it's pretty wild how one single cup final can send these massive shockwaves through three of the biggest institutions in English football. But that's exactly what's happened. Today, we're going to break down how one loss at Wembley has kicked off an injury crisis, created a huge dilemma for a rival, and, yeah, thrown the national team's World Cup plans into total chaos. Let's dive in.
And this is where it all starts, right in the heat of the moment, after that big loss. This is the Arsenal manager, Mikel Arteta, and he's not sounding defeated at all. He's defiant. He's basically promising to use all that pain as fuel for their Premier League title race. It's a bold claim, and it really sets the stage for a super high-stakes end of the season.
So, what was the catalyst for all this? Well, it was Arsenal's bruising 2-0 defeat to Manchester City in the Carabao Cup final. For the Gunners, this was supposed to be the day they finally ended their trophy drought. Instead, it just left a really bitter taste.
But look, this wasn't just any old loss. This one was defined by a really controversial decision. Arteta chose to start his backup goalkeeper, Kepa Arrizabalaga. And wow, did that gamble backfire. A huge error from Kepa pretty much gifted City their first goal. And from that point on, you just knew how the rest of the match was going to go. And you can bet the pundits did not hold back. Jamie Carragher over at Sky Sports, I think, captured the mood perfectly. He basically said that a cup final is no place for sentiment. Arsenal were desperate for a trophy, and the manager's only job should have been to win, not to reward a backup keeper. It's a pretty brutal take, but it just shows you the immense pressure at the top.
But here's where it gets really interesting. The fallout from that one match wasn't just, psychological. It got physical. The hours right after that final whistle brought just a wave of awful news for Arsenal.
The first domino fell almost right away. William Saliba, who played the entire game at Wembley, was suddenly ruled out of the France squad. The reason? A recurring ankle issue. Just a massive blow for both his club and his country. And the bad news just kept on coming. Next up was their attacker, Leandro Trossard. He started the final, came off in the second half, and then, boom, withdrawn from the Belgium squad with an injury. And the third starter to go down? Key defender Gabriel. He played the whole final, complained about some knee pain afterwards, and scans confirmed he wasn't fit to join up with Brazil. I mean, that's three key players, all injured in the immediate aftermath of just one match. And when you put it all together, the scale of this crisis becomes just alarming. On top of those three new injuries, Saliba, Trossard, and Gabriel, you've also got Eberechi Eze pulling out of the England squad. Then you add in key guys like Odegaard and Timber who are already out, and all of a sudden, Arsenal's title charge is looking incredibly fragile. Okay, so while Arsenal's dealing with a full-blown crisis, let's head up to Manchester, where a totally different kind of pressure is building. This isn't about a crisis, it's a conundrum that's been born from some really unexpected success.
So what are we looking at here? Well, according to Opta, that is Manchester United's staggering probability of qualifying for the Champions League. And the reason for this unbelievable turnaround? Their interim manager, Michael Carrick.
I mean, the numbers here are just undeniable. Since he took over, Carrick has completely transformed the team. They are top of the Premier League form table, with only one loss in 10 games. He is making it almost impossible not to give him the job permanently. But it's not that simple.
And here's why. The club is basically haunted by its own history. This comparison says it all. Remember, 7 years ago, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had a very similar, explosive start as the interim boss. The club gave him the permanent job, and then the results just fell off a cliff. So now the board is being super cautious, leaving this huge what-if question hanging over Old Trafford. Do you back the incredible form, or do you play it safe, fearing history might just repeat itself? So all this intense club drama, it's creating a massive headache on the international stage for the England manager Thomas Tuchel. And with the World Cup right around the corner, every single decision he makes is being put under the microscope. This is it. This is the final squad get-together before the plane leaves for the World Cup. It's the last chance for players to make an impression and for the manager to fine-tune his plans. But honestly, this squad announcement seems to have created more questions than answers. And the biggest shocker? The complete omission of Real Madrid's Trent Alexander-Arnold. It left legends like Steven Gerrard just baffled. His reaction says everything, right? He just can't wrap his head around how one of the country's most talented players, a star in the Champions League, isn't even in the wider squad. So what's the thinking here? Well, it seems like Tuchel has a new pecking order at right back. He's going with guys like Tino Livramento, Jed Spence, and Ezri Konsa. He even recalled Arsenal's Ben White, all of them ahead of Alexander-Arnold. It's a really clear statement from the manager, but boy, has it kicked off a huge debate.
And the controversy doesn't stop there. Up front, Aston Villa's Ollie Watkins, a guy who many consider to be the main backup for Harry Kane, has also been completely snubbed. These aren't just little tweaks to the squad. These are major calls that are shaping England's identity right before the biggest tournament in the world.